The Nigerian banking system has evolved over the years, from the era of paper banking to the era of long queues, the era of tally numbers, now to the era of advanced technology. I mean, arguably though, Nigerian banking system is one of the few places in the world where you can do instant transfer and get your fund immediately. Just think of it in the middle of the night, on Sunday evening, you want to make transfer to somebody and you pick up the person's phone number, the account number of the person in any other bank in Nigeria, and you make your transfer, and instantly the person gets a notification that he has been paid. That does not happen everywhere in the world. Even in advanced Europe, you don't get instant transfer like that. So we should give it up to the banking industry in Nigeria. One of the things that is also unique to the banking industry in Nigeria is what is called the BVN. BVN, that's Bank Verification Number. It's unique to Nigeria. No other bank, no other country has BVN as a unique identifier in the banking industry, except Nigeria. BVN was developed by CBN in conjunction with banks. CBN through the Bankers Committee in conjunction with banks, sometimes in February 2014, as a way of curbing fraud and fraudulent practices in the banking industry. Like I said, BVN is one of the ways was developed to curb fraud and identity theft in the banking industry. So why did CBN and others develop BVN? BVN was developed to help curb fraud, like I said, and identity theft in the banking industry. So every single customer of the bank gets a unique identifier, which is the BVN, to identify themselves so that you can have a unique number, 11-digit number, to identify himself in the banking industry. It is widely used in the banking industry in Nigeria. It is acceptable as a means of identification for transactions in bank in Nigeria. Yes, like I said, it was launched in 2014 by CBN in conjunction with banks. CBN through the Bankers Committee in conjunction with banks in Nigeria. It's an 11-digit unique identifier. It's not obtainable anywhere in the world. You can argue that one of the reasons why BVN was developed in Nigeria because Nigeria does not have social security numbers and all that. But the fact also remains that it was purely developed by the banking industry in Nigeria as an identifier for all bank customers. Yes, it was created to increase trust in the banking industry, to trust people so that people that have banking transactions can gain the trust of bankers and also gain the trust of others. It has also expanded currently beyond the banking industry. It is also used in insurance now. It's used in the pension industry, and it's used in all other financial transactions, insurance, pension, trust, bonds and all that. So it's a robust technology that was developed by banks to ensure that every single bank customer has a unique identifier. It prevents fraud, like I said. It also prevents identity theft in the banking industry. No single individual can use the BVN of another customer in the banking industry. All banks are enrolled. All banks in Nigeria are enrolled to BVN. They use BVN. They are enrolled to it. You cannot run banking transaction in Nigeria today, any bank in Nigeria today, without your BVN. That's how fast and how robust it is. It helps to protect banks' account from unauthorized assets. Once the person that has come, as a bank customer is not identified by BVN, it is difficult for the person to carry out successful transaction in bank. It's a biometric identification. It doesn't fail, like I said, like we all know. biometrics is one of the surest way of identifying individuals in Nigeria. So with your biometrics, your fingerprint, you get identified, and you can use, you can do your bank transaction seamlessly and ensure that your bank transaction is protected. BVN also help to blacklist bad customers. For instance, bank customers, I'm going to the benefits now. What are the benefits of BVN? It gives unique identifier, like I said. It also help verify verification in the banking industry, so that no other individual can use your identity in the banking industry. It provides protection for all bank customers in such a way that no single individual apart from you, the owner of the account, are working and do transactions on your account. Before now, fraud with identity theft used to be very, very prevalent in the banking industry. People that look alike customer, like it's called in the banking industry, comes around dressed like the owner of the account, and before you know it, it has been able to withdraw, perform transactions on the account, and move on. But with BVN, it is not easy. It cannot be done. Let me put it that way. Nobody, single individual, can enter the bank and thief, steal your identity. Let me put it that way. Thief is a colloquial word, though. But steal your identity. No individual can come into the bank and steal your identity and run away with your money and all that. BVN also help to blacklist bad customers. Once you have made transaction with one bank or the other, and you've not been able to, you were not identified as a good customer, you have, defrauded a bank or defrauded a customer or defrauded one other bank, with BVN you can be blacklisted. That's one of the benefits. Blacklisted, and all banks in Nigeria get to know you as a bad customer that they should not deal with. They should not allow to perform banking transactions easily without thorough verification with them. BVN is also accepted as a means of ID in all banks. With your BVN, you can walk to any bank and perform transaction without an ID. Once your biometric is confirmed and you're good to go. For BVN, one of the benefits again for BVN, it helps bank to identify loan defaulters. Once you're a loan defaulter, like I said, it helps to BVN. Better benefit of BVN is to blacklist bad customer. As a loan defaulter, you can't walk into another bank and take loan when you are still owing another bank. Your BVN is will be blacklisted once you have a bad loan record. Now let's look at the risk, which is the common issue. BVN and its risk. The risk associated with BVN. BVN is one of the ways in which, apart from the benefits, were created to create identity, which was to help fight identity theft. BVN has also been used by fraudsters, or can be used by fraudsters to defraud your account. It has been proven to be used. Once fraudsters have access, they have access to your BVN. They can use your BVN, to steal your identity and take loan from other banks. That has been done very well in the banking industry. So after this, we'll tell you how to protect your BVN so that you can avoid such circumstances where your BVN be used to take loan from other banks. Unauthorized access, apart from the fact that no single individual can access your BVN, except and only if you make it public to people to access. So if the risk of unauthorized access is also a risk that you should take care of in banking industry. You guide your BVN jealously. Don't display it on social media. Don't give it to don't share it to people apart from the people in the financial system, and that will be good for you. With a blacklisted BVN, like I said, once you have proven to be a bad customer in any bank and the bank sees you as bad enough, blacklisting your BVN will mean that you will not be able to open accounts in any other bank in Nigeria. You will not be able to take loan. Performing bank transaction in any bank will go under thorough scrutiny before you perform any serious banking transactions in any bank. So if you are a bad bank customer, and you must have a BVN to be a bad customer anyway, the bank can blacklist your BVN and ensure that you experience difficulty performing banking transactions in Nigeria. Never share your BVN. That's one of the risks of social media, like I said, and unauthorized financial institution. A friend once share his experience with me. He got an email, and the email, for fraudsters like that, some of their email, or in fact, all their emails come with a lot of urgency. Once you can identify such email, it comes with a lot of urgency, and they keep, making it look urgent. They ask him to, because it's a bank, and all that, it's a bank customer. They treated him well. They ask him to go click the link and put his BVN. He mistakenly did that, and mistakenly did that ignorantly, and before you know it, his money was swept. All the money in his account was gone. Further, we'll look at how to protect your BVN so that you can be assured that your identity cannot be stolen, and people cannot use your BVN to defraud your account. BVN is also identified with stealing of personal information. So if you are the type that careless with your information, please don't display your BVN anyhow. Make sure it's kept privately, and it's kept well from unauthorized access. Like I said, avoid fake email, calls, text messages. That is very critical. Whether you like it or not, there are also, fraudulent people working in the bank industry that can also, steal your information, get hold of your information as a result of the exposure to your BVN. What do? Avoid emails. No bank, I repeat, no bank in Nigeria will send you an email that no bank in Nigeria will send you an email that you should click a link to register your BVN or to update your BVN. Please avoid that. The only link that you can click to register your BVN is the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System link to identify your BVN, and it's rightly marked. So if you receive email that is telling you to update your BVN or register your BVN on a platform, otherwise your bank account will be blocked and all that, please avoid such email. Once you get that email, just delay it. Once you are suspicious, you are suspecting an email, don't delay, don't bother to click. Just anytime you have, at the shortest possible time you have the time, just go to your bank and, inquire. Tell them, ask them if they have sent you an email. If the email is truly from them, I'm sure you will get the confirmation that it will avoid this from fraudsters. Fraudster calls you, and tell you it's urgent. You're going to get a code very soon. Just make sure you put the code in your banking app, or you give them the code, alas, at the back end, behind their call, they're already trying to access your account, and they need that code to complete transactions. They can properly hit your account and defraud you. So avoid emails. Email that is not from your bank. How do you identify it not from your bank? Your bank will not ask you to click a link. Calls that tell you to send the messages you get. Please avoid all that. Text messages that is telling you is urgent, click this link, or send whatever you get to them and all that. Please avoid all that. If you can do that very well, I can assure you that your banking transactions and your bank account is safe. Yeah, one other thing that has been done successfully in the banking industry is what we call ghost BVN. What is that? Whether I like it or not, Nigerians that are employed in the banking industry are also Nigerians, and like some of most Nigerians, a good percentage of Nigerians are looking for ways to defraud others. So people that are registering BVN use the opportunity to register BVN without details. You just get the BVN number. Just put an email address, put phone numbers, put names and all that, and register it and get the BVN out. BVN is the BVN that doesn't belong to anybody is further used to perpetrate fraud in the banking industry. What are the most common fraud they perpetrate? They do with BVN? Borrowing. You see, most of the borrowing apps you have in Nigeria, it does not have a way of verifying your identity. What they just request from you is for you to just put your phone number, put your BVN on the app. And once they've been able to confirm your BVN, those guys just grant you loan, those short loans and all that. But ghost BVN have been used to perpetrate such fraud. BVN doesn't belong to anybody. So for loan apps and those that are granting loan, so beware. Add some other protection to your app and ensure that apart from BVN, people also use their pictures, use their other IDs, as a means of identification added to BVN. BVN on its own may suffice because BVN is good enough, but the fact also remains that the fraudsters have perpetrated the idea of ghost BVN to defraud, loan apps and all that. Apart from that, Ghost BVN also come with phone numbers of unsuspected individuals. Once you have registered your BVN with a phone number, that same phone number cannot be used by any other person, to register another BVN. So what they do is to go to gather phone numbers from villages. Let's use that, villages or areas where people are not enrolled on BVN. Such phone numbers are used to register BVN and also use it as ghost BVN to defraud people. So beware. Be sure that ensure that your platforms, especially for online loan platforms, are not don't fall victims of this ghost BVN. Yes, protection. How do you protect your BVN? Secure your phone by updating apps regularly. One of the ways people will be able to access your BVN easily is your phone number. So there is a code, star 565 *0# that people can just click, and just use them to can just click and just use them to, there's a code that the people can just use once they have access to your phone, even if they don't have access to your BVN. People can use once they have access to your phone number, you can use it to get your BVN with a star 565 *0#. Your BVN will just be displayed on their phone and they can use it to perpetrate fraud. So I know that. So beware, protect your phone very well. Don't store personal details on your phone. Try to avoid it. Some of us have BVN, our NIN, other personal details, driver's license, and all that in our phone. We have it stored somewhere on our phone. Once fraudsters have access to that phone, they can use it. Once they get those details, your identity is as good as being stolen. So please avoid storing such information on your phone so that you don't become a victim of fraudsters. Don't share personal information, passwords to third party carelessly or on social media. Some of us are very social media savvy. We want to please share information about ourselves and all that on social media. Please avoid such and do not share such information. If there's any, like I said, if there are requests via email, via phone number, via text messages, contact your bank, call your bank, walk into your bank the next day and confirm if these messages are from them. The most important thing you should understand as a customer of the bank is that fraudsters also need you. Even if they get hold of your VBN, also need other information from you. What are the other information? Your last transactions, your bank account number, and all that to perpetrate fraud effectively. Or your code, the code that the bank will send to you to confirm if the transaction is from you, to perpetrate fraud effectively. You can master the act of not responding to such calls via phone numbers, via phone call, via text messages, via email. You've been able to conquer identity theft with BVN banking industry. Even if somebody have access to your BVN, they will still need, like I said, they will still need to call you and all that. If you can master not responding to such calls, such messages, such emails, you have been able to, protect yourself. BVN may be stolen from anywhere. You can have fraudulent bank customers that have also, stolen your BVN from the bank system, you know, I want to use it to perpetrate fraud against you. So please avoid email, that are suspicious, phone numbers that are suspicious, so that you can truly protect your bank. Like I said, BVN is an identifier. It was created to give bank customers identity, so that at least they can have identity in the banking industry. Well, if it was an era where NIN was popular, maybe BVN may not have been developed by the bank, CBN, and conjunction with banks in Nigeria. But BVN usage and usage, I won't say predates now, but its usage in the bank industry predates the now common NIN. Then if the NIN was common before BVN was introduced in 2014, maybe it may not have developed, because they all serve the same purposes. So BVN, like I said, it's an identifier for every bank customers. It identifies the name, the phone number, and date of birth of every bank customer, in the banking industry. So that is all about BVN. It does not give anybody access to your bank account. That's the truth. BVN does not give anybody access to your bank account. It only an identifier. The fraudsters will also still need to call you, send you text messages, send you to require other information from you to be able to complete perpetration of fraud effectively. If you have mastered the act of not disclosing information to unauthorized person via email, via phone number, via text message, you've been able to conquer the act of perpetrating fraud via BVN. Hope we've been able to increase your banking wisdom. Like I always say, it may not be total. If you have, if there's any information that we have skipped, please feel free to share. Let us know via the comment section. Let's have your feedback. You can also share your BVN, your BVN fraud experience with us. Hope you've been able to increase your banking wisdom today. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.